I know not everybody watching is a BYU fan, but even if you're not a BYU fan specifically, you're just a Big 12 fan, right? Many of you are. The latest BYU development is a good thing for you. Okay. So keep listening. All right. Stick with me on this one. It certainly looks like BYU has somebody who has found the inside track to the starting quarterback job. We all know about the Jake Retzloff story at this point, right? He's at Tulane. Legal action that was there and then not there is basically what pushed him out. It turns out to, in the end, be an honor code violation that became exposed in public that ousted Jake Retzloff from BYU. But in comes a quarterback battle. It was a three-way QB battle for the Cougars. Now, Bear Bachmeier, to me, was always the sexiest name in this competition because he's the guy that has the real accolades, the pedigree, if you will, from the recruiting world, where he had, Georgia, Notre Dame, major offers, right? A lot of people wanted Bear Bachmeier to come play quarterback for him. He goes to Stanford, doesn't even make it a full semester, transfers to BYU, and there he is, but he's a true freshman. All right. McKay Hillstead from Utah State, Trayson Bourget, a transfer from Western Michigan, were the other two competitors for the job. I always felt like, and it seemed obvious to me that like this was probably going to come down to Hillstead and Bachmeier. At least you figured Hillstead was going to be in there. McKay Hillstead seemed like the best mix Utah State transfer of experience and some upside. Bourget, I don't think offered nearly the upside that either of these other two candidates did. And you're looking at this, and a couple reasons you should care as a Big 12 fan I will get to later on, but one is just simply, hey, man, BYU's roster, if they have a quarterback who is good this year, I mean, they're good enough to win the conference. Like, that's absolutely a conference championship contending roster if the quarterback play is good. And you can even debate with me whether or not the quarterback play was good last year. I mean, I think it was like fine, above average, maybe. But there were times where Jake Retzloff left a lot to be desired. And so my take on this all along has been like, hey, there may be a higher ceiling for this BYU team now. I think there's a much lower floor, but there might be a higher ceiling for this BYU team now. Well, we got an update on the quarterback job. And to me, it was, I mean, I love this. I was like, sign me up for this. Okay. So Aaron Roderick, who's the offensive coordinator at BYU, said the job is basically down to Bear Bachmeier, true freshman Stanford transfer, and Utah State transfer McKay Hillstead. Now, I was reading the Deseret News, does a great job as always, and they said the leader as the race hits the home stretch might have been considered a dark horse when the Derby began, freshman Bear Bachmeier. Roderick said Bachmeier took the majority of first-team reps on Tuesday, while Utah State transfer McKay Hillstead got some as well. On threes, Pete Nakos, at one point, he put out this week, Bear Bachmeier, his wording was, Bear Bachmeier is trending to be the guy who wins the job. So look, I love this, man. I love this for a number of reasons. One, it's just simply more interesting. It's the most interesting story. Here's a really highly touted freshman that BYU was able to get in the program. Let's see him play right away. Throw him into the fire, man. Let's see what happens. The guy wears number 47. That's awesome. Let's go see a quarterback rocking number 47. And it's not like this is just some into the bench Joe Schmo. I mean, he could have gone and played at a high level in the SEC, could have played at Alabama, Oregon, Notre Dame, all of these places, right? Chooses to go to BYU and rock number 47. As an outsider with no dog in the fight, like, I want to see the guy with the recruiting pedigree go out there. But why I say this is important really to the Big 12 as a whole is like, well, first of all, I mean, BYU is one of the flagship brands really of the Big 12, just because of the national fan base that they have, the resources that they have. Like, BYU is a big deal. They're one of two schools in the league that's won a national championship before. BYU is a brand, and you really want them, if you're a Big 12 fan, to be important, to be a player, and to continue having seasons like they had last year. College football season is here, guys, and that means we all need to find good deals on tickets, all right? And the best place to do that is SeatGeek. I have to give a huge shout out to SeatGeek, the sponsor of today's video. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are over 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek. So obviously college football is covered, but if you're a music guy like me, it's perfect for concerts. I'm buying a ton of concert tickets this fall. And I tell you what, I have my eye on those Holy War tickets for BYU and Utah coming up as well. And man, all you got to do is open up the app. It's perfect. You can go check what's going on here, find the green dots in the seat. That means they're good deals. Red dots, maybe not so much, but SeatGeek will help you find the best deals on seats depending on where it is that you are trying to sit. They're each rated on a scale of 1 to 10. Every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. And you guys know I'm here for you. I've got a code for you. Code Kurtz gets you $20 off your tickets. Again, that's code Kurtz for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. $20 off your first purchase with promo code Kurtz. Make sure you just click the link in the description to download the app and have that code on hand and ready to go. Guys, I'm here to help you out. I've got your back. Hit up my friends at SeatGeek. This, I think, would elevate their ceiling considerably, but not only just this year, for the next couple of years. Like if we're talking about BYU as a program over the next couple of years, this is the biggest ceiling elevator that you could throw into the mix. Even if you do take a bit of a hit this year, this elevates the ceiling for like 26 and 27 because Ryder Lyons is going to do like, you got to wait on Ryder Lyons, right? He's going to go do a 1-year mission. And then by the time he gets in, like it may take him a little bit of time. If you've already gotten Bear Bachmeier this season under his belt, that's just going to accelerate that growth a ton. You know, I mean, look at a guy like Avery Johnson last year. First year as a starter, he wasn't a true freshman. So Bear Bachmeier a little bit younger, but he had to last year. Well, it was a pretty good season and K-State won 9 games. It was definitely a, hey, get your feet under you kind of season as a starting quarterback. It's probably going to take that, even if you are somebody that Alabama, Oregon, and Notre Dame wanted and offered a scholarship. So get him up to speed, elevate the ceiling of that program over the next few years. This will be the dilemma, and the Deseret News confirmed this. I'm going to read straight from the Deseret News article about this job. Multiple sources have told the Deseret News that the dilemma coaches face is this. Hillstead is the safe choice and knows the offense much better, allowing Roderick to open up the playbook almost as much as he did last year with Jake Retzloff. Whereas Bachmeier is more of a high-risk, high-reward type of proposition right now, but that high reward might not come until next year and if he has a full season under his belt. So, yeah, essentially saying the same thing that I was just saying. Higher ceiling, but it could be that it comes next year. Could be that it comes 2 years from now. But if you're really trying to elevate as a program, I mean, to me, that's the way I would prefer to see it go. I'm not going to blame them if they go with McKay Hillstead and say, hey, kid's not quite ready. You know, we saw what happened with a talented freshman at Utah last year, kind of got chewed up and spit out at times. We should be a little bit more careful with this. Let's not do that. I get it. Again, especially because the rest of the roster is good and looks ready to win right away. So I understand the argument for, hey, just get the guy who knows the offense, can distribute the ball better, be safer, and let the rest of the roster take over. But I want to see guys swinging for the fences, right? I mean, the baseball analogy is, did you like baseball in the like 70s and 80s, like an era defined by contact, athleticism, guys taking the extra bag? Or did you like the steroid era that I grew up with? Did you like the steroid era where Mark McGuire and Barry Bonds and Sammy Sosa are up there swinging for the damn fences every time they get up to the plate? And I mean, I was alive for like 4 months of the 80s. Okay. So I don't know what that era of baseball was like to be around for, but I do know how fun it was to watch those guys hitting home runs, and I'll take swinging for the fences. I'll take swinging for the fences. The Big 12 right now is a league that's defined by quarterback play. I think most would tell you it's the best quarterback league in the country on paper heading into the season. Why not add another really highly touted freshman that a ton of the big boys wanted into the mix this year playing QB? I'm here for that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with this. But I had heard it sounded like the smoke, like a week and a half ago was starting to be like, hey, Bear Bachmeier may actually be the dude here. And I'm glad to see some confirmation on that. And according to Kalani Sitake and Aaron Roderick, we may not have to wait very long to get that answer. They said they want an answer on a starter sooner rather than later, and that they'll let everybody know they're not going to try and keep it a secret like last year with Jake Retzloff and Gary Bohannon. So here for that. I am here for that.